That's out of the stadium!
Let's go! Come on! Something! Come on! Ah! Swing and a miss!
There's a lot of fun.
Don't throw it wide!
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Legacy, reputation, pride. Two of XBL's Hall of Fame take the field tonight. Alec and his team of formidable greats are in the heat of the playoff chase. He looks to pave a path to former glory and rebound from a disappointing Season 8 campaign. In his path, looking to play spoiler, stands TheCardiacCard, a heart-stopper who has stood the test of time and is renowned for his artistry on the mound. Alec and the New York Greats take on Cardiac and the Louisville Cardinals. This is Match of the Week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's production of the XBL Match of the Week. I'm Light Snack, aka Florabelle, aka your play-by-play announcer. With me on color commentary tonight is the always amazing, the presidential Weaver for Prez. Weaver, how's it going tonight?
It's going great. We had those awesome pitchers duels between Tam Dan and San Casino earlier tonight on the AAA Match of the Week, the Tuesday edition. Normally we do this on Sundays, but now we're on to the XBL Match of the Week. Couple of Hall of Famers, couple a good hitter, clutch hitter, clutch pitcher. There's got a lot of tools in play tonight. Should be a fun matchup. Can't wait to get into it.
Absolutely. I think that you said it all when we talked about these two teams. Two veteran teams, Hall of Famers. These guys, both of whom I think are really trying to hunker down for these last few games of the series, of the season, I should say. Alec, who is just, it seems, right on the cusp of playoff contention. And then you have Cardiac, who, has struggled a bit this season, but has always proven that he can hang in through tough games with his good pitching. And, against a team like Alec, could Cardiac pull off a big upset tonight?
He certainly could. Yes, he's been in last place. Basically since day one. It's been a very rough season for the CardiacCard. He's coming off a sweep. He hadn't had a sweep all season, so he's coming off 2 hot wins. He pitched very well in those games. He hit for some power. He didn't have any home runs in his season up until his last couple games. I believe he's up to 2 or 3 now. So things starting to maybe come together for the CardiacCard. Alec, on the other hand, he's been in the playoff race since week 1, basically. He's been here the whole time. He's been hovering between that 12 to 8-ish spot, but he's really taken a bit of a dive lately. As of right now, he is not in the playoff picture, still has the potential to bounce back, but he really does need to win a couple games here tonight. Going into this, I kind of thought the narrative was Cardiac looking to play spoiler, but you were telling me pregame, Cardiac's looking to play a little bit more than spoiler, isn't he?
Yes. In fact, Cardiac is not, while he is, last place as we were talking about, he is not eliminated from playoff contention. No team yet, although there are multiple teams that have claimed playoff berths over the last few days, no team yet has been mathematically eliminated from playoff contention here in the XBL. Now, for those of you who don't know, the XBL played on 90 Ego, one of the most competitive leagues in Super Mega Baseball 3, if not the most. The way it works is, of the 17 teams that are in XBL this season, only the top 12 advance to the postseason. Right now, the playoff cutoff is at 9 wins. Cardiac is sitting at 5, and with 6 games left to play, that means he needs to come away from here with at least 1 win in order to stay in that playoff race. If he can sweep Alec, he has 2 remaining series after that. He's got B. Hagen and Buys, so the Megafauna and Government. And with the way that Cardiac has played, if he's able to mount a sweep here tonight, he could definitely carry that momentum and find his way into a playoff position.
He would definitely need to, like you said, carry some momentum away from tonight. Both of those guys he has remaining to play, Behagen and Bice, very tough opponents. Those are both guys who are currently right now in playoff positions. Bice especially is dangerous. He's one of only 5 or 6, I'd say 6 hitters in this league who are hitting over 300 on the season. Great hitter, solid pitcher too. So a tough road ahead for Cardiac, but like you said, with a little bit of streakiness, a little hot streak, he could get this done. That would definitely be a miracle run for the ages. And honestly, a similar thing to be said about Alec. He is on the outside looking in. These are must-win games for him. He has some games remaining as well. And these guys just got to take care of business.
Alec, we do say these are must-win games. That doesn't mean that there is no way forward if he were to lose some games tonight, 2 games tonight. Obviously, he would prefer to win these 2 games. He is the favored team in this matchup, so you want to try to avoid losing games in those situations if at all possible. However, it is just so unbelievably close right now at that playoff cut. If we look at the standings in the Discord right now, 10th place is at 10 wins. 11th place is at 10 wins. 12th place is at 9 wins. And then you've got 3 teams, including Alec, at 8 wins. So there is just this mad dash happening right now to see who's going to make it in there. And the possibility is very, very real this season that we could have a tie for 12th place and have to go to a crazy tiebreaker.
Yeah, it's something we thought we were going to see last season potentially with BK at that 12th seed, as well as Doso, who finished 13th. Alec was close as well. Alec, who's playing tonight. We thought we were going to see it last season. I think we're much more likely to see it this season. There's a true logjam down there. Any of those guys could get hot and steal a playoff spot away. Only way to find out, though, is to get through these last couple weeks. We're in week 6 of the regular season. There are only 7 weeks total, so we're getting down to it.
Yeah, only a few. For most of these teams, only 2 or 3 series left to play. Both Cardiac and Alec, this is going to be their 3rd to last series. So only 2 series for both of these guys after tonight's set of games. So a very, very big night of baseball for both of these teams.
Absolutely, we're getting down to it, and it's in prime time too. So maybe the nerves flaring a little bit. It's going to be up to one of these guys to calm down and put on a little bit of a show.
Should be very intense. And before we get right into that, let's briefly go over Dwayne's keys. He left us in here for it, so let's take these keys of the game, take it for a spin. Trapped game potential. We did mention this already quite a bit, actually. Alec needs these wins. Cardiac is hot off some wins of his own. And it says here that Dwayne said that Cardiac has nothing to lose, when really that could be the mentality he does take into this game. I'm not sure if Cardiac himself is aware of his playoff potential in the long run, but he is right now at the bottom of the leaderboard trying to work his way back up. Could be a big night to prove himself.
Yeah, it's going to be demoralizing anytime you start a season, or we're almost finishing it, with a record like he has. As far as metrics go, he's at the bottom of the list in basically every hitting category. But as far as the key goes, trap game potential, it will be important for Alec, if he wants to come away with that sweep, to not fall into the trap game potential. Cardiac is below him in the standings, but it doesn't mean he can't win these games. Alec has to remember that he can't treat it like a game versus an opponent that he should beat. He has to go out there and actually beat him.
Yes, very much a trap that a lot of players can fall into, is just seeing that record and thinking, oh, this should be an easy win, and then gets completely blindsided. Nobody in this league, whether you're 5-21 or 23-1, you are still a threat. No matter what, everyone in this league has proven themselves to be a team worth playing against.
Yeah, no doubt. The competition is strong, basically no matter who you play. And as far as the second key to the game goes, find a tone setter. Both of these guys, sometimes the runs can be hard to find for them, and sometimes they don't truly possess that extra ability to come back when they're down a little bit. So whoever can get that first couple of runs, is going to put a ton of pressure on the other guy. Remember, the stakes they're super high tonight. Put a ton of pressure on the other guy, and that kind of rolls into the third key, which is control the pace. Whoever can get that early lead, whoever can set the pace on the mound, is going to take control of the game completely. And when you get your opponent pressing, you can start getting them to chase a little bit, start getting them to play on your terms. Whoever does that best tonight is going to come away with probably a sweep.
Absolutely. Cardiac's pitching, I think, puts him in that control the pace section. If he can get Alec to start swinging at a lot of stuff out of the zone, if he can control the pace of play, I think Cardiac will have a big leg up. However, if we look back to finding a tone setter, that's definitely more in Alec's wheelhouse. We talk about a little bit about solo home run potential, the ability to drive the ball over the fence early, get 1 run on the board, have a nice lead for the rest of the game, and try to control the game that way. For Cardiac, I think that's going to be a big struggle. He is currently trailing the league. He is 17th out of 17 in batting average, as well as in home runs. It wasn't actually until last week that he got his first home runs of the series, of the season, I should say, but he did put up 3. So if Cardiac can keep that momentum up, I keep talking about the word momentum,
yes.
If Cardiac can bring those home runs from last week into tonight's games, surprise sweep on our hands possibly.
Yeah, possibly indeed. Both these guys, more of the solo shot variety when it comes to their power. Like you said, Cardiac hadn't been doing it all season, but he may have found something in the last series. We'll find out tonight if that ability is here to stay or if it was just a flash in the pan. We'll see.
Yes, indeed. And we'll find out in just a few moments as we tell these two competitors to get ready for tonight's match of the week. It is Alec and the Greats versus the CardiacCard and his Cardinals. Stay with us. We're going to bring that to you. Card and the Cardinals will be the home team to start things off. We will be playing in Apple Field, although I do believe this will be a double Apple Field series, won't it, Weaver?
This will be a double Apple Field series, as was the AAA match of the week that we had for you earlier tonight. So not only a double Apple Field series, but a quadruple Apple Field evening.
We love the Big Apple. We love New York City, guys. So hope you're ready to go catch a show on Broadway. Maybe see a matinee in between these two series as we get things underway between the Greats and the Cardinals. A balanced team from Alec, that weak 2-bar pen. Both of these teams actually sporting a 2-bar pen, but Cardiac coming in with that 5-bar rotation. So a slight pitching advantage to Cardiac if he can keep that starting rotation in.
Yeah, that's absolutely the strategy for the Louisville Cardinals here. They have basically 4 different co-aces. They're all excellent. We'll see which ones we get here tonight. Looks like Josh Rogers is going to take them out here. And can't wait to get underway. George Washington here.
George Washington indeed stepping into the batter's box, facing off against Josh Rogers. 5-pitch arsenal. First pitch is in there for a strike. A 10.08 ERA, however, for this ace of the 5-bar. I'm not sure if he's the ace, actually, but for a great pitcher in the 5-bar rotation, I mean, look at those stats. Big velo, good junk, and accuracy from this starter.
I'm going to wager this one could be the first out. Oh, diving catch. Nice.
A good stop there from Ellis at third, but the throw to first is not in time. What a hustle there from Washington to get aboard. So a runner on first and nobody out for Hugh Hefner. That is how this game gets started. But a big strike there on the outside corner makes the count 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him waving at the upstairs heat. A good recovery there from the first at bat.
Yeah, just kind of blowing them away here early. Cardiac elects to go with that non-power pitch there, and it still generates enough velocity here to blow it past Alec, and now we've got 2 outs.
Yeah, that one was lifted to deep left field. Could not find the power there, however, as it dies in front of the warning track for out number 2. So a runner on first and 2 outs now for Muhammad Ali. The first pitch taken all the way. The runner takes off. The throw to second will not be in time. It is a stolen base for the Greats to put a runner in scoring position for the RBI man. Changeup is spoiled, bringing the count to 0-2. Lays off the screwball outside the zone. The low inside slider taken all the way. Brings the count to 2-2. The delivery from Rogers, the changeup hanging over the plate, driven just foul down the first base line.
That's one I'm sure he wants back right down the middle.
Oh, and that one painting the corner. Strike 3 called. A great pitch there from Cardiac. Not worrying about the mistake pitch on that driven foul ball. And that sends us into the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that last at bat there to punch out Muhammad Ali, that's kind of been the story of Cardiac's pitching season. He'll start you out. He'll really paint those corners, frustrate you. It looks like he can do no wrong. But sometimes he will make that mistake that's just right over the plate. Sometimes it gets punished. Right there, it did not.
The leadoff batter sees one pitch and immediately grounds out for the Cardinals. And a big strike out there for out number 2. It does miss the catcher's glove. The throw to first is in time to complete the out. So 2 outs, nobody on for Nick Solak, batting 175 for the number 3 hitter. A big swing and a miss there high and inside. Thomas Edison is on the mound for the Greats. High velo, middle of the road junk and accuracy. Very similar to Cardiac starter is that one. The check swing, it is in there for a strike. The breaking ball catching the bottom half of the zone, sending us to the top of the second, nothing apiece.
Yeah, maybe it looked like he did want to swing at that. That pitch wasn't near, to me at least, it didn't look like it was too painted. Maybe just a bit of a misfire on the swing.
Another quick at bat for both of these teams. The Greats, 1 out and nobody on, as that one is drilled right back up the middle. It gets into center field. So a 1 out knock for the Greats here in the top of the second.
Every hit so critical in this series. We talked about it in pregame. Both of these guys have a lot to play for as far as the postseason goes. Whoever makes the most mistakes is going to have a tough time sleeping after this one.
Ooh, lays off the high and inside heat there. Big check swing. And checks it again, but that one does find the strike zone for out number 2. Bringing up the pitcher's spot, Thomas Edison. 1-0, taken all the way for a strike. Runner on first here with 2 outs for pitcher batting in the 8 hole. The runner takes off, swing and a miss. The play at second is in time. So a good throw there behind the plate from Cardiac to get out number 3 on the runner caught stealing.
And you know Alec got a weak jump there because the throw that came from the backstop there was only at 15 power on the throw meter. It still got him. So just not a good jump and probably not a lot of speed.
A weak contact hit there from Cardiac, but the right fielder can't field it in time. It does bounce right in front of the glove. And that'll be the first hit of the game for Cardiac and the Cardinals. A big swing and a miss there. 0-1, runner on first. Another big swing and a miss. The 0-2, taken all the way just a bit high. The 1-2, swung on, dribbled towards the first baseman. Will he try for 2? No, he'll just make the safe out at first. So a runner in scoring position now for Cardiac, and Logan Wyatt stepping in.
Yeah, definitely the smart play not to take that big gamble there. And yes, you have a runner in scoring position you need to defend if you're Alec, but again, not a lot of speed on that runner. So options are present here for Alec.
No, that's inside.
The 0-2 misses inside, bringing the count to 1-2 to Wyatt.
That's outside.
That one just a bit outside, missing the outside corner. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the changeup low.
That's that pitch that I think a lot of us really love to go to on the 0-2 or the 1-2 count. That changeup that just completely fools you below the zone, gets you waving, and boom, even though he threatens with the runner on second, the inning comes to an end.
Yeah, the inside pitch swung on and lifted into the shallow infield. An easy out. So Alec gets out of the jam there. The pitcher still batting here in the top of the third. Nobody on. The 1-1 here from Rogers. Swung on and drilled on the ground to the shortstop. Picks it up, fires it to Wyatt at first for out number 1. Mojo up for Rogers. Both starting pitchers now locked in.
And I would say if we're going to see any fireworks out of the New York Greats tonight, it's going to come off of a mistake pitch on the 4-seam or the 2-seam fastball. That is the pitch Alec likes to hit the most. But again, if Cardiac is painting, we probably won't see it.
Broken bat explosion there, right back at the pitcher who fields it cleanly for out number 2. So we're back to the top of the Greats order. George Washington batting .314, drills this one to deep left field, dies in front of the warning, right at the warning track, I should say, in front of the wall. Stowers makes the catch for a loud out number 3.
Yeah, that fastball just a bit too low for Alec to generate the lift that he needed. Oh, that's a nice dive, but I think Card's going to beat it.
Yeah, beautiful dive there from Columbus to keep the ball from getting into the outfield. If it does, that's probably 2 bases with the speed of the runner. A lead-off single still for the Cardinals, as that one is grounded towards second base. The throw to second in time, the throw to first. The double play completed. Good bounce back there from Alec.
Yeah, you can see Cardiac was trying to fake out Alec with the potential sacrifice bunt before swinging. I think right about now he wishes he had bunted.
The 0-2. Swung on towards the gap in right field. That one's going to get down. And it will be a double at least. Yes, the runner will hold at second. A big 2-out double there for Cardiac. We'll see if he tries to bring that runner in with Josh Stowers coming into bat.
Yeah, those are the doubles that kind of hurt your soul a little bit when they happen to you after you just threw away, well, not really threw away, but after you just got your base runners erased that could have scored on the gapper. And instead, it's just a 2-out double, and he needs one more hit here.
And the right fielder did make a good dive, but an exclamation, it bounced off his glove. Could have held the runner at first instead with that speed and the stealer trait on second. The payoff pitch, runner does not go, and a swing and a miss. Got him chasing off the plate. A big strikeout there from Alec. We head to the top of the fourth, still scoreless. First pitch swinging here from the greats. We're seeing this a lot from both teams. Start of the inning, Ansi to bat, swinging at the first pitch and an early out.
Alec, though, is a fan of trying to drive counts deep by taking the first 1 or 2 pitches. As you can see here, though, it's not really working out for him as he's way behind. And then there it is, the 3-pitch strikeout.
A great sequence there from Cardiac, just absolutely dotting the corner. Hang there low and outside, going there again, this time with the changeup. Misses. The low inside slider taken all the way. Alec working the count here, the 2-0. Changeup misses the zone, swung on and fouled. The 2-1 to Ali, the cleanup batter. Swung on weakly towards left field. Stowers rushes in and makes the grab for out number 3, sending us to the bottom of the 4th. Nick Solak takes the first pitch, 101 miles per hour. This is the importance of getting those starters locked in early. Big velo here from Thomas Edison. And 3 heaters. That one with a bit of movement on it. So only 96 miles per hour, still freezing Cardiac up. And a 3-pitch strikeout there from the greats.
Yeah, and the key there is freezing Cardiac. That pitch, it just not in a good spot. It was right down the middle. Cardiac just unable to pull the trigger. I think Alec may have gotten away with that one.
Yeah, Alec so far making a few mistake pitches. That one was a well-placed pitch, but Cardiac getting some contact on it, driving it into the glove of Armstrong in left center field, 2 away. Will Smith steps up, batting 0.95. Looking to get to 100 on this at bat. Gets behind in the count 0-2. Tough out activates for Smith. Big swing and a miss. 86 miles per hour in the dirt. Got him waving.
Got him waving, got him completely fooled on that forkball. The ball sunk, it went down, and his reticle went up. That's just how you know easily that someone was fooled by your pitch.
Top of the 5th inning here. The 1-1 count to Lincoln just outside. That pitch missing location a bit, and it's drilled towards center field. Engel's going to have to hustle. Dives to cut it off. A big cutoff there. Could definitely have been extra bases for the greats. Instead, it will be a leadoff single.
That is a massive cutoff. Not a ton of speed there, so definitely someone you don't want advancing for free. And he is going to check in on him.
A double play, a real possibility here. That's what Cardiac is hoping to achieve. As that one is grounded. Ellis can't come up with it. A good dive, but everyone's going to be safe. First and second with nobody out as the greats are trying to start a rally, and Christopher Columbus in the batter's box.
Great situation here for Alec, but he does have the bottom of his order up. It's going to be up to him to try and get some magic done with his 7 and 8 hitters before his pitcher comes up.
I believe this pitcher is batting in the 8 slot, though.
Oh.
Yes, he is. Thomas Edison here, batting in the 8 slot. Cardiac really aiming for a double play here. The double steal going off. Out by a mile at third. Not the best jump there for Alec. So a runner on second now with 2 outs and the pitcher batting.
Yeah, not the best jump. He was probably going on first movement to the plate because it was supposed to be a hit and run. Problem is he didn't hit. He completely whiffed on it and left his runner out to dry. Oh, he almost dinked it over for an RBI.
Alex still trying to stay in this at-bat, trying to drive in at least 1 run in this inning. Swing and a miss. Cardiac getting him with the upstairs heater. We're now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Thomas Edison on the mound for the greats. Logan Wyatt up to bat. Breaking ball right down the middle. Cardiac can't pull the trigger. Swing and a miss on the outside pitch. Struck him out. Big. The feeling we're still going to see a lot of Ks from both of these pitchers in this game as that one looped over the head of the third baseman, jumping in the air. Washington throws it to second. Cardiac thinking about double right there. Instead, it will hold his runner to first.
Yeah, you're right. We should see some strikeouts. These guys, while they haven't had the best seasons on the mound here in Season 9, they both each have one Von Asen Award to their name. If you're not familiar with our league, the Von Asen Award is the award for best pitcher. Looks like Alec, he almost blew that run down, but he gets it there.
Yeah, if that would have been the slowest stolen base we would have seen as that one is dribbled towards third. Columbus picks it up, fires it to first, not in time. That was a very slow roller and enough speed out of the batter's box to get that runner aboard. So 2 outs and a runner on first.
It does bring his pitcher up, but if he can't convert here with his pitcher, silver lining is in the bottom of the 6th. Oh, did he do it?
Did he do it with the pitcher? Deep right field, CardiacCard going yard with the pitcher.
I was just about to make some boring, realistic comment about how at least he had turned his lineup over for the bottom of the 6th. Nope, hits the 2-run home run. He leads by 2. What a moment there for Cardiac.
An absolute gem of a moment for Cardiac. Might have you to thank with the jinx there, Weaver.
Yes, he is most welcome.
And the top of the order swings on that one, lifted onto the infield. Lincoln makes the grab for out number 3, but a big 2-run shot from CardiacCard, his 4th home run of the season, and it comes off the bat of his pitcher, Josh Rogers, still locked in on the mound. That one up the middle. Hairston tries to cut it off. He cannot. That'll be a leadoff single for the Greats as they try to cut back into this lead.
They've got good power pretty much up and down the lineup. Oh, the rare first pitch swing there. It's not going to pay off for Alec.
I know we do say rare because he does have that reputation for taking the first pitch a lot, but we have seen him chasing the first pitch quite often in this game tonight. And I don't think it's been paying off for him much.
Yeah, maybe something in the scouting perhaps. These are 2, outstanding veterans of the league. They've played each other many, many times. So, their plate approach is probably pretty tailored for each other.
Hefner up to bat, the number 2 batter. That one in there for a strike just on the outside corner. The 2-2. Checks the runner at first. 1 out. A lot of speed on the bag at first. Changeup is fouled off. Alec trying to keep this at-bat alive. That one dribbled toward short. The play at second in time. The throw on to first. The double play completed. A big out there for Cardiac as he holds on to his 2-0 lead and now looks to extend it.
Yeah, big double play. We're heading into the second half of this game. It's bottom of the 6th already. Both teams haven't been able to get much done on the offensive side. Just that one fantastic swing from the pitcher that earned Cardiac the lead. We'll see how the rest of the game plays out here.
That one, the cutter inside is swung on and lifted to center field for out number 2. So here in the bottom of the 6th, Drew Ellis steps up, the cleanup batter. Swings at that one towards the seats. It will not reach them, however. Lincoln makes the grab right in front of the stands. We head to the top of the 7th. Alec and the Greats back up to bat. A nice clean inning for them on defense. We'll see if Alec is able to keep that momentum. Try to get a momentum shift here on offense as that one is drilled to deep left field, but just foul, and that had the distance.
Yeah, and there's his ability to hit the fastball. He was just a hair late on it.
If he can tweak the timing just a hair, I mean, this could be a 1-run ball game as that one is driven, I should say, towards left field. Stowers is under it, however, makes the grab for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. The Greats trail by 2. Muhammad Ali swing and a miss on the changeup over the plate. Inside slider taken all the way for a strike right on the corner. Good pitch there from Cardiac. The 0-2 swung on and drilled right to Hairston again. Picks it up, throws it to first for out number 2.
Cardiac definitely seems to be settling in a little bit. We have seen a few potentially threatening situations for Alec. He's made a few errors on the base paths, I would say. But now with 2 outs in the 7th, Abraham Lincoln looking to get it started. Oh, that's going to reach base here, I think.
Wyatt is going to throw it to first. Not in time. A very close play there at first. A diving attempt from the first baseman on a hard hit ball. Sent it just off his glove. Foul. So a 2-out runner aboard here. The 0-1 to Jimi Hendrix. Just off the plate. Big check swing there. Josh Rogers. Stats starting to diminish. But definitely the hero so far for Cardiac as that one is driven. The first baseman doesn't miss that one. Catches it before it hits the ground for out number 3. The Cardinals back up to bat.
Bit of a heartbreaker there for the Greats as he hit that ball hard. Oh, what a catch there from Abraham Lincoln.
A jumping catch there from Lincoln at first for out number 1. Logan Wyatt swings at that one the opposite way, going to third base. Columbus is going to have to pick it up and hurry. He does. The out thrown at first base for out number 2. 2 outs and nobody aboard here for Devin Hairston.
We've seen that play out a couple times already with Cardiac beating it out for the infield single. Not that time. Alec makes the perfect play.
The 2-1 here to Hairston. Big check swing there right down the middle. The 2-2 taken all the way high and inside. The payoff pitch here to Hairston, taken all the way for strike 3. The changeup low. Takes it this time, but this time it is over the plate for out number 3.
And this will be a big decision here for Alec. He's got his pitcher on deck. I think he would almost certainly have to go to the bench here.
Yeah, this might be the it for the start for Edison here for the Greats, as that one is grounded to short for out number 1. Edison steps in. Alec taking a step out, looking at his bench, and Billy Joel stepping in to pinch hit. 316 off the bench for Billy, with a homer and 3 RBIs on the season. The 0-1 swung on and drilled right to Solak at second, throws the ball to first for out number 2. Leo Da Vinci batting in the 9-hole, takes the first pitch, the changeup right on the corner for strike 1. Going high with the heat, almost chased, is able to hold up the 1-1. Swing and a miss, chasing the outside slider. Heater right off the corner, big check swing there from Alec to keep the at-bat alive. The 2-2, swing and a miss, got him with the off speed. And we head now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cardiac going to try to put up some runs here, as he's only 3 outs away from a big win here against Alec and the Greats.
Yeah, and you can tell Alec on that last batter, he was selling out 100% for the fastball. He was so far ahead of the changeup. That's been a bit of a problem for him in this game so far.
A good rip there from Cardiac, but right at the center fielder Armstrong for out number 1, bringing up Josh Rogers on fire. The stats for pitching are starting to diminish here for Card, but Josh Rogers being the hero so far in tonight's game, I'm not expecting him to pull him anytime soon.
Yeah, he's going to leave him in, go for the complete game shutout. Remember, he only has the 2-bar pen, so even though he may have that one good relief arm he can go to, I think he probably feels safer just trying to get it done with his 5-bar rotation.
Strike 3 for Rogers, and that will end his at-bat. We head back to the top of the order here with Corey Ray. 2 outs and nobody on, swings at the first pitch, goes foul. The 0-1 catching the upper part of the zone for a strike. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. A good 3-pitch strikeout there from Alec and the Greats. But they're down to their last 3 outs. It is the top of the order, however, here for Alec. Let's see if he can pull off some late-inning magic.
Yeah, and if you talk to XBL veterans around the league, Alec has a reputation for being one of the clutch. Oh, he almost had the leadoff knock there. What a snag.
That was going to be a big hit, but Ellis and Cardiac making a good decision there not to jump or dive for that ball. Third baseman able to stick his glove out and make that catch for the first out of the top of the 9th.
Ball, that's inside.
But yeah, as I was saying, it just kind of seems like when the game is not, when his back is to the wall, Alec kind of starts to focus a little bit more at the plate potentially. We'll see if he can roll that in here.
He's running out of time here. The 2-2, big check swing on that inside 2-seamer. Brings the count full. BB Prone activates here for Rogers. Cardiac. Is he going to go for the full count switch? He does. Cardiac in a clutch situation, going to the pen, and a full count situation. We'll see if Lincoln Hensman can get the job done. This pitch is going to miss outside. Hugh Hefner reaches for it, however, lightly tapped to Solak, who makes the grab for out number 2, bringing up Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, that was ball 4. Alec just a bit too overeager, offers at it, and doesn't get any kind of good contact on it. Now he's down to his final out here.
And you have to feel for Josh Rogers as well. Cardiac pulling the starting pitcher, who is just a couple outs, a couple strikes away from finishing that complete game.
Yeah.
Instead, Cardiac goes to the pen here with Lincoln Hensman. The 2-2, 1 strike away from winning this game, as that one is fouled down the first base line. Still looking for the combined complete game shutout. And they get it. The high inside heat swung on and missed. Alec and the Greats go down to Cardiac and the Cards in game number 1, a final score of 2-0.
Yeah, and then the pitching change there pays off. Cardiac, like you said, like we were talking about pregame, it's been a terrible season so far for him, but he still has that chance to get into the postseason. So he decides there at the end of the game, even though he's been rolling with his pitcher, the stats were diminishing. He did not want to take any chances. Goes with the switch. It pays off. He gets the save, and we're rolling on to game 2.
Yeah, meanwhile, for Alec on the opposite end, a hard-played game from him, but Cardiac, we talk about Cardiac's ability to pitch a great game, and I think he showed it here tonight. Able to get out of multiple jams, able to make Alec make a few mistakes on the base paths, and just completely shut down Alec's ability to produce runs. In the end, it was Cardiac who was able to come away with that win. However, Alec definitely going to be looking to bounce back here in game number 2, like you were talking about in the 9th inning. When his back's against the wall, he can make some magic happen. And with that loss in game number 1, his back for the season is definitely up against the wall right now. I mean, yes, he does have 2 more series after this one that he has to play. But if you look at his opponents to play, he has to play Bice, as does Cardiac. Both of these teams have to play Bice and Government, his Republic. But for Alec, his other opponent is Ashnod and the Blues, who are currently ranked number 2 with only 3 losses on the season.
Yeah, only 3 losses and about 1 billion home runs to his name. So gonna be a big test for Alec. It really does feel like this is a game he's got to win. And mathematically, I know it's not that way, but if I were him, I'd be feeling the heat right now.
But he will be the home team here in game number 2. That could make a big difference as he leaves the foreign park of Apple Field to return to his home stadium of Apple Field. We'll see if the familiar sights are able to kindle something in this greats offense.
Looks like it'll be a beautiful night too, with that that 6:00 p.m. sky out there. You can see the nice clouds out there by the Statue of Liberty. Can't wait.
Absolutely beautiful dusk sunset here. Magic hour in the Big Apple as we head here for game number 2 of your XBL match of the week, played at 90 ego across the board. Both of these teams fighting for playoff contention. It'll be Cardiac up to bat first against the greats pitcher, William Shakespeare, a great New York man we all know and love.
Yes, famous New Yorker, William Shakespeare.
First pitch is in there for a strike from Alec and the greats. Second pitch also right over the plate. Cardiac takes it all the way, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the upstairs heat. And Cardiac just unable to get his reticle over the ball.
Yeah, Alex starting out with a bang. I believe this is his number 4 pitcher, but still a good amount of velocity there to work with. The stats haven't been great, as you can see. Oh, Cardiac puts a charge in that one.
This one belted to deep center field, and it is gone. A first inning blast for Cardiac and the Cards. Gives him an early, big 1-0 lead. 420 blaze it, Stowers.
I think we talked about in pregame about how their home runs this season had been non-existent, literally non-existent for the Cardiac Card, but in his last series versus Merstrone, he hit 2 or 3, and we thought, has he found the stroke? Has he not? We'll see. I think he's absolutely found the stroke.
A big strikeout there for Alec to bounce back after giving up that big home run. Shakespeare currently at neutral mojo. I'm not sure if that home run brought him down to tense, but regardless, a big strikeout there for William Shakespeare and for Alec. But to go back to that big home run shot, I found it was pretty interesting as that heater's blown by Ellis for the strikeout. So 3 strikeouts there thrown by Alec, but also a big home run given up. I was about to talk about how Alec was using the heater, just overpowering Cardiac. It seems like he couldn't figure out what to do with the fastball. And then all of a sudden to see Alec just lob this off-speed breaking ball right down the heart of the plate. You just knew that was going to be trouble, especially because Cardiac had been struggling so much with the heater. I just thought that was a very interesting decision for Alec to go with, and it clearly didn't pay off for him.
Yeah, it was a slider, as Alec puts a charge in this one, but it is too low to lift. It was a slider that Cardiac hit out. It was on the inside half of the plate. If I had to guess, I'd say Alec's thought process was that he could bury that slider inside on the hands and show Cardiac something soft to hit after being fooled on the hard stuff. He just flat out missed, would be my guess, and he missed in a bad spot.
Yeah, missed accuracy on the slider will kill you every time. That's why I tell you, even if you have the slider in your pitch arsenal, don't throw the slider.
It is absolutely a risky pitch, no doubt.
An incredibly risky pitch. Here, the 0-2 to Neil Armstrong, as both of his first batters were retired early. The 2-2 here from Reed Detmers, a 5-pitch arsenal for this starter. This one is lined into the glove of Hairston at short, so a 3-up, 3-down inning. CardiacCard with an early 1-0 lead. Chases the first pitch, and that's going to find grass in left field. A leadoff single for the Cardinals. They are smelling a sweep.
They are smelling the sweep. They came into this series with only the 5 wins. If they could come out of it with 7, we talked about the road ahead for them. It would still be tough, but a lot easier than if it's just a split here tonight for him.
Definitely. Once you get to that 7-win mark and you see the teams above you that are looking for playoff, you think, well, maybe me too, as that one is ripped through the hole into right field. So first and second with nobody out now for Cardiac.
Good 3-1 hitting there, but we'll see if the pitching approach changes a little bit here for Alec. He did a very good job of silencing Cardiac in game 1. Really, the only mistake was the pitcher dinger. But Cardiac has been swinging much better in this game 2. We'll see how it goes. 2
heaters right down the middle, just looking at him. The 0-2 inside, swung on and lifted to shallow left field. Washington had to hurry on it, let it drop. The throw to third, in time to throw to second. A double play! Cardiac was holding his runners, thinking there was no doubt that Alec was going to catch that ball. Instead, it drops in front of him. A mistake into a miracle for Alec, and a heartbreaker there for Cardiac.
As Coach BK would say, you gotta freeze your runners. You never know sometimes. You never know if the play in the outfield is going to go wrong. It really burns Cardiac there. Granted, he still has his chance here.
A weak hit right there. Very weak contact off the ball. Goes as an infield bunt, and everyone is safe. So the inning continues here for Cardiac. Detmers in the pitcher spot to bat. The first and second with 2 outs. The runners take off, and it's a bad jump out by a mile at third. Mojo down on that runner. We head to the bottom of the second. 1-0, the Cards lead, but you can imagine that Cardiac not happy with how that inning went.
No, not at all. Just a very unconventional double play there, and then a busted hit and run. That's the second or third, or maybe even 4th hit and run we've seen in this series that went wrong. Not how you draw it up, but still with a lead here for Cardiac.
Yeah, and Cardiac still doing an amazing job at the plate as that cutter was chased there by Alec, dribbled for a ground out. So 1 out and nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Abraham Lincoln at the plate. Stares at that one in there for a strike. Right on the outside corner. Goes high and in with this one. Strike 3. Ring him up. Alec cannot get the bat off his shoulder there. Off some excellent pitches there from Card. Change up inside. Catching the inside corner for a strike. The 0-1 here to Hendricks. Big check swing. But it's in there for a strike. So 0-2. The curveball looped towards the middle of the field, but Hairston able to dive and cut it off. Picks it up and fires it to first for out number 3. A great defensive play there from Cardiac.
Yeah, and the pitch before it was a fastball meant to be low and away. Card completely missed it. It was in a very hittable spot, as was that slider. Yeesh. But that's the kind of when he did throw it, Alec checked his swing. That's the kind of pitch Alec really needs to pull the trigger on if he wants to match Cardiac's power output tonight.
And speaking of power output, Cardiac unable to do anything against those 3 heaters from Alec as he throws a changeup in there for strike number 1, trying to keep Cardiac off kilter. The 0-2 here to Ray, in there for a strike 3. So 2 back-to-back 3-pitch strikeouts from Alec.
Not entirely certain what Cardiac is looking for. Maybe something a bit harder on that 2-strike pitch. In any case, he stares at it. Strike 3.
That one is grounded to Hendricks. Picks it up, fires it to first for out number 3. So a great pitching inning there for Alec. Although he did leave several pitches down the middle of the plate, Cardiac just couldn't pull the trigger. Didn't know what to do with them. Wasn't looking for that kind of pitch, as you put it. So Cardiac does not extend his lead there, as that one is looped into Hairston's glove at short for out number 1. However, Cardiac's still holding on to a 1-0 lead, and it feels like Alec is struggling to do anything offensive here in game number 2 so far.
Yeah, shut down in game 1 and still shut down here in game 2. But we all know, any of us who have played him, he still has offensive capabilities. He's still threatening. You can't get complacent when you're on the mound against him.
2 outs and nobody on for the number 9 batter, Leo Da Vinci. The first pitch is in there for a strike. Reed Detmers is locked in. Alec, however, doing a decent job of extending these at-bats. 29th pitch of the game is swung on, looped into shallow left field. Stowers misses the dive, a bad route, and that's going to get all the way to the wall. Alec is thinking 3. The throw to third from Stowers will not be in time. It is a 2-out triple for the greats, and just in time for George Washington to step up. But it's an RBI dud.
Yeah, Cardiac is just happy that didn't happen in center field, because if that happens in center field, that's a home run. So a bit of a lucky break that it was to left field. We'll see if Alec can convert. Doesn't look like he will.
Yeah, pitch low and way out of the zone, reached for and swung on, dribbled right back to the pitcher, throws it to first, no problem for out number 3. So a bit of a defensive mistake there from Cardiac, but he does not pay for it. He's able to get out of the jam, so a good job on defense there for Card. Goes swinging after the first pitch there, out number 1. Weak ground out. Brings up Drew Ellis in the number 4 slot. The 0-1 way inside. Didn't have the chance to swing at that one. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. The low change. And the 1-2 swung on contact. Drilled, but right into the glove of Hendricks at second for out number 2.
Pretty good at bat there from Cardiac, at least from the one previous. I saw a few pitches, hit it hard, just right at the defender.
Cardiac looking to get this ball in play. Hopefully not any defenders here, as that one is looped. The shallow infield. A catch from the second baseman will send us to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cardiac still leading from that 1-run blast in the first inning. But no noise from either offense since. Alec with only 1 hit to his name so far. He's going to look to do something better with the heart of his order. 2, 3, 4 batters. Hugh Hefner in the batter's box, facing off against Reed Detmers. That one is looped towards shallow right field. Ray gets a good jump on it, however, is able to rush in and make the grab for out number 1.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that ball to get it down into the grass. This game moving right along, as was the first one.
Cardiac, for the most part, is hitting his zone, hitting his marks, I should say, able to dot the outer parts of the zone and keep Alec off kilter, as that good changeup is spoiled and blooped into center field for a good hit. So the greats are aboard with an 1-out knock.
I would be shocked if we didn't see Alec try and put this runner in motion at some point. He's got a lot of speed over there. He's really struggling to score, so we'll see how he plays it.
And the problem for Alec has been caught stealing multiple times in this series already. We'll see what happens if I am correct. The 2-1, taken just outside. A big count here for Alec. The 3-1. Chases that curveball, but he pokes it through the hole into right field. First and second with 1 out here for Alec and the greats. He's trying to put together a rally.
Great pieces of hitting there. That likely would have been ball 4, as this should be the second out. He goes after that first pitch again. Yeah,
Alec trying to go after the first pitch, and it's not paying off for him anytime he does it. Looped weakly into right field for out number 2. The runners cannot advance too shallow to do so. So 2 outs, runners on first and second for Jimi Hendrix. The first pitch right on the corner, in there for a strike. Cardiac misses location there on that one, but Alec unable to offer at it. The 0-2 is on the way. Just a bit high, taken. A good take there from Alec. Jimi Hendrix at the plate, the 1-2. The inside changeup swung on into foul territory. It will just hit the netting behind home plate. Not a lot of foul territory behind home plate here in this park. Cardiac checking the runner at second. Wasn't moving. The 1-2 goes to the inside changeup again. Fouls it off. Another good spoil there from Alec. A big at-bat here for both of these teams. The 1-2 got him looking. A big check swing there from Alec on the high heat. Couldn't pull the trigger, but it is in there for strike number 3. So the greats threaten but do not score.
Just a fantastic sequence to get out of that inning from Cardiac. You could see on that last pitch, he was being very deliberate with each pitch, taking some good time between each one to figure out exactly what he wanted to do. He ends up making the right decision with that fastball up and in. Alec couldn't pull the trigger.
Cardiac works the first at-bat to a 2-2 count, then swings at a pitch outside the zone, dribbled back to the pitcher for out number 1. So 1 out and nobody on here. The first pitch right down the middle. In front of it, that was an off-speed pitch. The 0-1 Hendricks dives to keep it from getting into the hole in right field. The throw to first in time. The pitcher covering first there, so a good play there from the pitcher, not dropping that well-thrown ball. Adam Engel batting in the 8th position. A quick 0-2 again here from Alec. That one is ripped towards center field, but just got under it. Will die in front of the warning track, and Armstrong makes the catch for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 7, 8, 9 batters due up for Alec.
Cardiac just missing that one with the power swing, got under it a little bit. Really not the best 0-2 pitch. It was, it was middle. Typically on 0-2, you want to potentially get them to chase. But in any case, it is the 3rd out. Alec hit that ball hard. Let's see if he can hit a few more hard.
Alec, though, we did mention this before. Alec struggling a bit with the bottom part of his order, and that's who's up to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll see if he can turn the narrative on that as he chases that screwball, I believe, off the plate. No, a changeup off the plate, my bad. Swing and a miss for strike number 3, the first out of the inning. William Shakespeare, the pitcher, swings and fouls that one back towards the netting. The 0-2. Taken all the way just a bit high. Reed Detmer still locked in. Stats starting to diminish a bit, but locked in, keeping them above where they would normally fall to. Oh, and Cardiac is just not, is unfortunately, I'm trying to put this eloquently, screwed over by Metalhead's fielder selection there. Unable to get the player that he wanted to cover that ball. It does drop in no man's land on the infield. It will be a 1-out single for the Greats, and it could be a big start of a huge rally here for Alec. Cardiac needs to shut it down.
Yeah, potentially screwed over, potentially just a bit indecisive about who he wanted to go with. It was either going to be the shortstop or the pitcher. Ended up, the shortstop was probably the right call. Just, unable to do it there, but he still has a chance to get out of it here.
Yeah, big out there. Diving effort from the 3rd baseman. I should say a jumping effort. Almost was a double play. Doesn't matter as the next batter grounds out to end the inning. We head to the top of the 6th. Cardiac leading 1-0. First pitch from Card is swung on. Broken bat at Abraham Lincoln. Steps on the bag for out number 1. This game is just going right by. Yeah, another first pitch swinging, and that one is grounded to Hefner. Throws it to first base for out number 2.
Yeah, these boys got somewhere to be. There a lot of first pitch swinging in these games.
Skipping through every, well, not the at-bats, but through those scoreboard intercuts. And, they, like you said, they probably have somewhere to be. They need to catch the nighttime show of the Broadway performance there in the Big Apple. That one is grounded to Hendricks, thrown to Abraham Lincoln at first for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Again, the heart of Alec's order, 2, 3, 4 batters. He's only trailing by 1, Weaver. This feels insurmountable at the moment just because of how fast, not necessarily how fast, because Reed Detmers is at 61 pitches here, but just Alec not seeming to get any hard contact on any of the pitches yet. And those that he does seem to be lined right to Cardiac's fielders at the time.
Yeah, the hard contact just isn't there. Both of these teams have 4 hits, but the difference... Oh, there's some hard contact.
There's some hard contact that gets down. Alec Engel able to dive to cut that one off from getting to the wall. So it will be a leadoff runner aboard for Alec and the Greats with Neil Armstrong in the batter's box.
And again, fantastic cutoff there from Adam Engel in center field. Keeps the double play in order. It'll be up to Alec. You can see Cardiac pitching low here. He wants the double play ball. Alec has to not chase.
Alec absolutely needs to have a cool, calm head as he swing and a miss on that changeup out of the zone. Cardiac sticking with the changeup, gets him to swing again. That one called fair, so it will advance the runner to second. Out at first was the batter there, so Muhammad Ali stepping in. RBI man does activate, so a big productive out there for the Greats.
Oh.
Yeah, that changeup in the zone fouled back into the netting. Heater misses off the plate.
Cardiac got to be careful with the stats on this hitter.
1-1 also fouled into the seats, so big 2-strike count here. Runner on second and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Greats trail by 1. The pitch. Broken bat, foul. Alec taking a moment here. Knows this is a big game if he wants to come out of this series with a split. A big strike 3 there to send the RBI man back into the dugout. So 2 outs now and a runner on second. And the first pitch swinging for Alec, yet again not paying off. Hairston with a 69 power throw. A nice throw there to first to end the inning. We head to the top of the 7th. The Greats threaten but do not score, and Cardiac holding on to that 1-0 lead.
It just seems like every time Alec, he's threatening, he has a runner or two aboard. Cardiac just reaches back, finds the correct, quote unquote, correct sequence to throw in that situation and throw Alec off kilter. And it's been working every time. He still leads by 1.
A quick first out here, swing on the 0-1, lifted onto the infield, and caught right around third base for out number 1 here at the top of the 7th inning. Big first pitch strike there from William Shakespeare. Still in the game, the starter, 63 pitches thrown. He is locked in on the mound. Big strike there, brings the count to 1-2. Swing and a miss on that one, out of the zone, and just a bad route from the shortstop. That ball trickles into center field. It will go as a 1-out single there for Card.
That could be a costly mistake here in the top of the 7th. 1 out, the double play is in order. Alec needs to bear down and not let that mistake hurt him.
And he won't, as that one is grounded to Hendricks. The throw to second in time to throw on to first is a double play completed. 7th inning stretch here at the Big Apple. 6, 7, 8 batters due up for AlecAD. He trails by 1, looking to come out of this series with a split after Cardiac takes a 2-0 win in Game 1.
If you're Alec, the plan here, you got to get either a Hendricks or the batter on deck on base. The hitter's spot is in the hole currently. It would be a great time to lift that pitcher for... He's probably going to lift him no matter what and go to Billy Joel. But it'd be nice if he could lift him with a runner aboard.
The 0-2 swing and a miss. A big 3-pitch strikeout there from Cardiac. And so now it's up to Christopher Columbus to get on board for that pitcher's spot. 1 out and nobody on here for Christopher Columbus. Swings at the first pitch, driven, but Solak with a diving effort there at second. A big catch there from CardiacCard.
That's a heartbreaker. He's been swinging first pitch. It hasn't paid off. It could have on that one because he hit it so hard. Cardiac just makes the better play.
The better play makes a big difference. Billy Joel stepping in for the pitcher. Swings at the first pitch, swings at the second. That one is grounded to Hairston. The throw to first is in time, so a big 3-up, 3-down inning there for Cardiac. We head to the top of the 8th. He's looking to extend his 1-0 lead. The bats, the run productivity of both of these teams, silent since the first inning where Cardiac hit that big solo blast. 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, the pressure here, it's got to be mounting for both of these guys. Alec can't really afford to get swept here. Cardiac can't afford not to sweep. So both these guys going to turn it up to 11 here in the final couple innings of the game.
They're both feeling the heat, the pressure. This is more or less a must-win game for both of these teams if they want to keep their eyes set on a postseason appearance. The 0-2 here to Hairston is swung on and fouled behind home plate. Ali makes the catch. It stayed up in the air long enough for him to make the play. So Adam Engel stepping in here, the number 8 batter, facing off against the reliever Julius Caesar. The first pitch is in there for a strike. 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the 8th. That pitch misses high. The 1-1 here to Engel. Inside, swung on and dribbled into no man's land. Nobody's covering first, and that's going to be an infield single.
That's one of multiple infield singles we've seen here. Cardiac, is he going to get caught again? It looks like he will.
Cardiac just throwing away the runner, trying to steal on the first pitch, anticipating a quick pitch there from Alec. It did not happen. Alec holding onto the ball, possibly in disbelief after that infield single where nobody was covering first. Pays off there for Alec. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Greats trail by 1. 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Greats, and time is running out for them.
And that base running mistake leaves Reed Detmers at the plate when we get to the top of the 9th. That could be a factor.
That is true.
Yeah.
Although with us being so late in the game and having that many relievers still available, since both their since Detmers is still the starter, might not be that difficult, as that one is swung on and missed for Da Vinci to think about pulling that. I mean, he pulled the starter in a full count situation in game number 1, so I don't think he would be too concerned about that one. That one's left over the plate and fouled into the sands.
Yeah, if it were me, I would be looking for these final 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th, and then I would pull him in favor of a pinch hitter in the top of the ninth and then try and close it out with Lincoln Hensman.
Yeah, just to try and get a little bit more insurance there in the top of the ninth inning. The 2-1 is swung on and ripped up the middle. Solak's not going to be able to make a diving play on that one. Angle's going to have to throw that one back in. It is a 1-out single for Alec and the Greats. And the go-ahead run steps up to the plate in Hugh Hefner. Reed Detmers, however, might be done here, and he is. So Cardiac going to Lincoln Hensman here in the bottom of the eighth. He was able to close things out in game number 1. We'll see what he's able to do here in game number 2.
Yeah, Cardiac going to play for that 1-run lead. I don't think he really minds that he's going to have to probably hit with Lincoln Hensman in the next inning. He wants to shut the game down now.
That one is swung on weakly towards right field. Ray with plenty of time to get under it and make the catch for out number 2. Alec bluffing towards second. No chance of a tag up there. And perhaps not enough defensive substitutions on the bench that Cardiac would want to go to in order to do a double switch in that situation to avoid having the pitcher's spot come up to bat there in the top of the ninth. The 1-1 to Armstrong is swung on weakly. Stowers is going to have to hurry to get under it. He does and makes the catch for out number 3. So a big hit for the Greats, but nothing else. Cardiac 3 outs away from a big sweep, but he gets to bat first. Lincoln Hensman due up. You got to imagine Cardiac's going to leave his ace reliever in.
Yeah, with a 2-bar pen, and you see how good the stats are. Well, you can't see them here, but the great stats on Lincoln Hensman, that tells me he definitely doesn't have anyone else that is quite up to snuff. So he's going to leave him in here and try and get those final 3 outs and make himself 4-0 in his last 4.
And on the other side, for Alec, it's going to be a matter of getting a 3-up, 3-down inning here and then working the count there in the bottom of the ninth as Hensman swings and misses there for out number 1, strike 3. Corey Ray, now the top of the order, due up. 1 out and nobody on. First pitch, swing and a miss. And a ground out there to make it out number 2. My apologies on that one. The stream was lagging a bit behind.
Oh, it was actually a fantastic dive to the glove hand side of the third baseman. Makes the play. Nice play from Alec.
And that one is ripped up the middle for Card, so a good hit there. Armstrong hurries to get that one back in. So a 2-out runner is aboard here for Cardiac and the Cardinals. The runner takes off the Steeler straight. He should be in there, but he is not. Not a well-timed dive, and a great throw there from Alec to catch the runner at second. Will that momentum carry here in the bottom of the ninth? 4, 5, 6 batters. Alec, 3 outs to work with to get back into this one.
All of these base stealers are just completely snake-bitten. No one can seem to get anything going. And that's going to end that inning for Cardiac. He's going to have to settle for this 1-run lead as he tries to get his sweep.
Alec working this count right here, the 2-0. Swung on and belted to center field. Angle's going to have to track it down, and he does towards the warning track for out number 1. Abraham Lincoln, the number 5 batter, 0 for 3 on the day. That one misses just a bit outside. The 1-0. Swung on and belted into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Ray misses it and a jump. That's going to get all the way to the wall. It could be 3 for Alec. Another defensive mistake from Card results in a triple for Alec and the Greats, and this could be big.
Oh my, we saw a play just like that last night when we reviewed the XBL lowlights or the not highlights or what have you. He just flat out jumps over the ball, maybe a bit of a fat finger, if you will, on the controller there. The tying run 90 feet away for AlecAD.
And Alec is going to have to be super patient here on this critical at bat. He goes for a bunt, trying to drive the run in, and it does go foul. So not really an option here with the 1-2 count. Unless he really wants to lay it all on a 2-strike bunt.
I could see it.
The 1-2. High and inside, swung on, driven right into the glove of Solak at second base. So a big out there for Cardiac. A deep fly ball won't do it anymore. Alec needs a safe hit to tie this game up. 2 outs, a runner on third. The first pitch is in there for a strike. The 0-1, high and inside, swung on, right back up the middle. That'll tie this ball game here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
There's that clutch ability we briefly talked about from Alec. Shortens up his swing, rips it up the middle, and that massive mistake from Cardiac in right field pays off in a big way. We are tied.
And Julius Caesar staying in the game for Alec. You can bet now with that decision that Alec is thinking about extras at this point. High inside pitch, swung on. Hairston with a diving effort, should have plenty of time. It is the pitcher, does make the throw out at first, but folks, we've got free baseball here on Tuesday night. Cardiac up to bat here in the top of the 10th, tied at 1 apiece.
Just what you want to see from two teams desperate for wins. They're going to play here in extra innings. I can't wait to see how this plays out.
That one is ripped back up the middle for a base hit. Armstrong's going to have to get that back in. So a leadoff single here for Cardiac. We'll see if he tries to do another steal attempt. It hasn't been paying off for either of these teams so far. We'll see if this proves anything different or if he'll just hold the runners. That one is ripped right to the second baseman who throws it to second in time for out number 1. The throw on to first, the double play.
Just what the doctor ordered. He needs to get a not a 1-2-3 inning, but if he can get a quick inning here and get his offense back out there. He had some hard rips. Oh, Cardiac, though.
That one was left over the middle, but Cardiac just getting a bit under it. It will die in deep center field. Apple keeping that ball in. We head to the bottom of the 10th. 9-1-2 batters due up here for AlecAD and the Greats, who is looking for a walk-off here.
Apple, very, like you said, very deep to center field. That's one of those hits, though, where if you're a bit early on it and you pull it, you can sneak it out to left field.
A big swing there, but drilled right towards the center fielder for out number 1. George Washington now at the plate. And perhaps, I mean, both of these teams I believe both of these teams do have a 2-bar bullpen, so no real advantage for either player, in the fact of getting to the other one's bullpen first.
Yeah, if there is an advantage, it's probably with Cardiac because he went to his bullpen a little bit later than Alec did. But like you said, yeah, the options, they're not going to be too overpowering going forward.
That one is fouled off. But if you look at the pitch count between Hensman and Julius Caesar, I'm tempted to say that Hensman currently has more pitches thrown than Caesar, as that one is fouled off.
Yeah, potentially very true. Alec has been pretty patient in these last couple innings.
Full count with nobody on. The payoff pitch, low and inside, taken all the way. A good eye there from Alec. He draws the 1-out walk.
The 1-out walk, the winning run aboard at first base. Alec going to look to maybe move him. Again, the base running, the stealing has not been on point for either guy tonight.
Slider hangs over the zone in there for a strike. The 0-1, the inside changeup, has been getting Alec to swing on that a lot. He does there. That one is fouled off. The 0-2, runner takes off. The slider's in there for a strike. The throw to second, not in time. So the winning run does get to second base with 2 outs, and Neil Armstrong stepping in.
Finally, though, one of those stolen bases pops off. Pans out. He is safe. The winning run, scoring position with a ton of speed.
That fastball's left over the plate and is drilled to left field, but right into the glove of Stowers. To end the inning, we head to the top of the 11th, tied at 1 apiece.
That hurts if you're Alec. That ball absolutely hit hard enough to clear the fence if he'd gotten a better launch angle on it. He doesn't, though, and it goes right at the left fielder. We play on.
A 2-0 here to Logan White, right down the middle, taken all the way for a strike. The 2-1 from Caesar is swung on, grounded weakly towards second. Hendricks picks it up, fires it to first for out number 1. This is going to be a question of who gives first, right? Like, this is going to be an endurance competition between these two. They both have to be patient. They have to wait for a good pitch to rip, either for a weak single somewhere like in the infield or over one of the heads, or just to drive something deep. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, and look, whoever does get the next base runner or two, look for them to try and be creative on the base paths like we saw Alec in that previous inning. Especially if it's someone like this who has, considerable speed and can make plays out there on the base paths for you.
Big swing and a miss on that first pitch changeup in the zone. That one's in the zone. Oh, but it's the shortstop just choosing not to field it. Might have just overrun it a bit. The play at second is going to be close, but the runner is in there. A big double there for Cardiac. The pitcher's spot due up. We'll see what Cardiac does here as he does look to go to the bench. So Hensman, the ace reliever, is done. Colby Fitch stepping in, trying to drive in that runner at second base. Swings at the first pitch. That's going to get through. It slows down as it hits the grass. Washington going to throw home. The challenge. The throw at the plate in time. Got him at home plate.
Both of these guys with terrible defensive blunders in the last handful of innings. Cardiac's really bit him as Alec was able to tie the game in the bottom of the 9th. Alec, with the perfect throw home, does not get bit by his own defensive blunder. when now Alec the chance to walk it off here in the bottom of the 11th.
That could have been a huge go-ahead run there for Cardiac. A great throw in left field from Alec. After not letting that, as you said, the defensive misplay, as that one is lined weakly into Hairston's glove for out number 1. Not letting that defensive mistake get him down, just able to bounce back, get the out that he needs to. A great throw in left field to gun down the runner at home.
And in a game where the scoring has been kind of scarce, in fact, we said the exact same thing in our AAA set earlier tonight. I do like the send there from Cardiac, try and get that go-ahead run when the runs have been, tough to come by. It took a perfect throw, and that's what Alec delivered.
That slider misses high and inside, brings the count full here to Lincoln. That changeup lingers over the zone and is mashed, but just foul, or it is foul, goes into the seats. The payoff pitch. Swung on and ripped into the glove of Solak at second. Throws it to first for out number 2.
That previous changeup before he grounded out, that was one that he could end the game on. He killed that pitch. It was just way too early on it.
So instead of a runner aboard or the game being over on a walk-off, it is 2 outs, nobody on. Tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the 11th. Jimi Hendrix is tense at the plate. Bobby Miller pitching well so far as that one misses well inside, but nobody can field it, and first base is vacant yet again. And an infield single for the greats. Hendricks no longer tense.
Yeah, just potentially more indecision there on Cardiac's part. That puts the winning run aboard. Again, it's going to take a clutch 2-out knock from Alec to end the game here. Otherwise, we're going to the 12th.
Slider over the plate, taken all the way. A big 0-2 here to Chris Columbus. Swung on and drilled towards the gap in right field. Ray's going to have to cut this one off. He does. The throw in, going for second. Alec might be caught at first. He is not. So runners at the corners, but the big runner is at third base. The winning run there. Julius Caesar up to bat. We'll see if Alec pulls him. And it looks like he will.
Remember that play, folks. If Cardiac does end up winning this game, he absolutely saved the game right there with that dive. Even if it's bobbled, this game is over.
A big defensive dive from Card, but a big at-bat here with the second reliever, Bobby Miller. First pitch catching the outside part of the plate for a strike. The changeup in there for a strike as well. A big 0-2 count. I'd have to imagine a heater high and upstairs. Instead, he goes at the corner. It's belted. Stowers tracks it down and makes the grab. This game goes on. We head to the top of the 12th.
I believe that's 2 innings in a row now where Alec has had winning run or 2 aboard, and with 2 outs has ripped the ball right at the left fielder. That's heartbreaking if you're a Greats fan, but we play on.
Yeah, very unfortunate there for Alec. I mean, he ripped the ball, like we said, as that one is grounded to the shortstop, throws it to first in time for out number 1, bringing up Josh Stowers to the top of the order, due up here for Cardiac. But Alec, showing that he can rip the ball, that was missing a bit earlier in this series. Now It seems like he's getting into more of a rhythm. And like I said earlier, only a matter of time before one of these finds a ball to rip, and a huge defensive blunder from Alec should give Cardiac the lead here. Armstrong's going to have to throw it back in. The throw at the plate will not be in time, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how CardiacCard takes the lead here in extras.
How have we seen that twice in this game already? 3 times.
I feel like it's more than twice. It's
we saw the slide and left, and then the little jump there we've seen once from Cardiac in right field, and now in center. And I said earlier in the game when it happened in left field, if it was going to happen in center, it would be a home run. Not again.
Alec just unable to get any fielding done when the bases are empty, and that will be another defensive mistake that goes as a triple for Cardiac. I mean, so we're talking about the playoff prospects for both of these teams. Obviously, Cardiac looking to make a run for it. And it could be down to these little minute things that we might gloss over when you look at a scoreboard. Just the defensive inabilities. That one's ground to Hendricks, going to keep the runner at third. No, he's going to try for a diddle, and it does succeed. So they get the out at first, but another run comes in to score for Cardiac, making it a 3-1 game. Very dire straits here if you're a Greats fan.
Yeah, Alec really hard committing there on the bait. It came home. He needed to run the batter or the runner to third back a little bit more before firing to first. Oh, that was crushed too.
That one's crushed. It won't leave the field, but it shouldn't be playable by Alec. It isn't. Will reach the wall. Armstrong's going to have to throw it in. We'll keep the runner at second, but a huge extra innings rally here for Cardiac, able to capitalize on some big defensive mistakes from AlecAD. keeping this inning alive as he swings at the first pitch there. Lincoln picks it up, steps on the bag at first for out number 3. 9-1-2 batters due up here for Alec as he trails by 2. Pretty much his last chance, not just in this series, but in this season.
Yeah, and not a comeback that's out of the question, not insurmountable. He's had chances like the ones he's going to need here. It's just been a question of finishing these rallies that he's had. He hasn't been able to do it other than that one time in the bottom of the 9th. He's only scored 1 run tonight. He still has a chance here, though. That's got to go foul for him, though.
And it does. It will go over the dugout, so count remains at 0-2. Bobby Miller delivers high heat. It is ripped up the middle, so that will be a leadoff runner aboard for AlecAD and the great. So a big at-bat there. This will bring up the number 1 batter, George Washington. He is the tying run in this critical game here late in the season. Game number 2 between these two tonight. That one catches the outside corner for a strike. The 0-1 misses inside. We'll see if he swings. He does not. The 1-1 from Miller to Washington misses just a bit high. Is swung on up the middle. That'll get down for a base hit, but he was holding the runner thinking that a grab might have been happening, but he is safe at second, first and second with nobody out here for Hugh Hefner, who represents the winning run.
Here come the greats. They do not want to let those errors define a loss for them here on Match of the Week. They want the split badly, and this is a good start to a rally. He needs to not ground into a double play, though.
And I'm worried about Alex sending the runners here. Look at the speed. The high heat swung on towards Hairston. He's going to have to make a diving play. He comes up with it, but negative 99 accuracy. He goes the short way to second, and everyone's going to be safe. Another defensive blunder, this time from Cardiac. The bases are loaded with nobody out, and Neil Armstrong at the plate. The high heat is swung on and drilled, but foul down the third base line.
Cardiac making the defensive blunder. He's lucky it wasn't worse. Like you said, 99 throw could have sailed into right field.
Instead, it was a perfect little toss to second base, just not in time. The 2-1 swung on towards Solak. That'll get the out at second, and the throw to first is in time for out number 2. But a run does come in to score, but a big 2 outs there for Cardiac. So just like that, the greats are down to their last out, but the winning run is at third base. And with the RBI man activated, the tying run is at third base. And right now, with RBI man activated, it looks like Cardiac is going to intentionally walk the winning run to get aboard to first base.
Yeah, winning run on first. This is a bold strategy. I get it, though. The stats on Ali really good. Cardiac going to take the righty-righty matchup here. Or will he?
Miller looking, well, both of his remaining relievers are righty, so no matter what, Neil Holland, the closer, is called upon. Low velo, low junk, low accuracy, a four-seamer, and a change. Abraham Lincoln is 1 for 5 with a triple. The first pitch, the changeup, is in there for a strike. The arm angle is submarine for Holland. Yes. Swung on and ripped, but just foul. Down to his last strike is Alec. Going with the way high heat, taken all the way. The 1-2 off the plate. A big check swing there from Alec. The changeup way inside, swung on and fouled off. Could have been ball 3.
This is crazy.
The 2-2 right on the corner. Swing! CardiacCard gets the sweep against Alec. A big win there for the Cardinals on a crazy extra innings game.
Crazy is the only word you could really use, Floribel. That was unbelievable. It ends in the 12th, thankfully not the 22nd. I know you may have enjoyed it if it had. But wow, what a game. Two great competitors. Honestly, the second game really just came down to the defensive mistakes. I mean, Alex scored in that last inning there, the second run. That
could have been the walk-off.
Should have been enough. It really should have. But the defensive mistakes, I mean, straight up, we had an inside the park home run that it shouldn't have happened. And if Alec can't crawl back into the playoff picture, this is one that's going to hurt.
And it's going to be a very big uphill battle for Alec. We talked about this briefly. Alec was, based on paper, the favored between these two, based on their records in the season. He ends up dropping both games. Cardiac with a big sweep, now at 7-21, potentially eyeing a path towards the playoff for himself. He has 2 more series remaining against Buys and Behagen, 2 formidable opponents. But like we said, he's 4-0 in his last 4 games. Is that correct?
That's correct. He had a sweep against Merge Drone and now a sweep against AlecAD. He's got to keep it rolling. He certainly can. And then for Alec on the other side, he really needs to snap out of it if he wants to make the playoffs. He still can as well. Both of these guys still in it, which is incredible to say. It's incredible to say here in week 6, no one is eliminated.
No one is mathematically eliminated. Cardiac making that a lot more difficult now that he's climbed up to 7 wins. It's very possible that we don't see anybody eliminated from playoff contention until next week. That is how crazy close it is right now. Everybody below, I want to say like the top 8 right now, are so close in terms of records. It really is mind-boggling how close this could end up being. And we do have a few teams who are several games behind, so it's a little bit harder to judge what the magic numbers are going to be for some of those other teams. Hopefully, a lot of people are going to get those games in, catch up to their minimums that they might have missed last week, and we can start getting a better, clearer picture. But on the note that you'd made about Alec, we did talk about this a bit earlier. He also has to play Government, but he also has to play Ash. He has 4 games left in his season. Right now, I'm thinking that if you want to get into the postseason, you need to get 11 or 12 wins. You have to be at 11 or 12 wins if you want to get into that postseason. He's currently at 8 wins. So he needs to come away with 3 to 4 wins in his last 2 series. And again, that means taking at least 1 game off of Ashnod's coupon, the home run leader. He's going to break, if he hasn't already, he's going to break the home run record that he set last season, this season. The only question is he going to be over or under 150 home runs in a season, which is more than I think everybody outside of the top 2 in home runs put together. It is insane how much offensive output Ashnod gets with his team. And Alec would have to outscore that. And based on what we saw tonight, scoring not something that he was able to do tonight. Obviously, we know that Alec has been able to put up a lot of runs in the past, but if tonight is anything to go off of, this is not something he wants to take with him going into his final series.
Yeah, he's got to kind of retool a bit, find that ability we saw more of in the first half of the season where he was winning games, scoring good amounts of runs. But like you said, against Ashnod or Smashnod, it's just, I think it's probably too tough a task. AlecAD, I mean, we can talk about the hitting all day. The pitching hasn't been there either. If I'm not mistaken, he's dead last in batting average against, and I think as runs allowed per 9 as well. So not only would he have to kind of find some momentum on the hitting side, he would really need to find it on the pitching side against someone like Ashnod's coupon and Government, the other opponent you were saying.
Yes,
Government no slouch either. He's one of the few hitters who's hitting above 300. So Alec, the path still remains. He's got to come up with some insane wins after not getting any tonight.
Incredible uphill battle. It's crazy to think, coming into the series tonight, Alec was 8-18 and Cardiac was 5-21. And now we're talking about how it looks on paper that it might be more likely for Cardiac to make the postseason than it would be for Alec.
Yeah, both these guys certainly, kind of outside contenders to make those final playoff spots. But you're right. After those 2 games, if I had to pick one of them to make this run, I think it's got to be Cardiac.
And it's funny that we call them outside contenders when we look at, very quickly, let me pull up the Discord channel, the current amount of wins that people are looking at for all of these teams. I'm not sure if this is up to date. It is. It has just been updated with tonight's results, if I am reading this correctly. Yes, thank you very much, Dwayne. The top players who are in the post, or who are above the playoff cutoff, 11 wins. I'm sorry, the bottom 4 who are above the playoff cutoff, 11 wins, 10 wins, 10 wins, and 9 wins. Doso's at 8 wins. Alec is at 8 wins. Mers is at 8 wins. Cardiac is at 7 wins. It is such a razor-thin margin. The person who is in there with 9 wins, that is Finite Provision, he has 4 games to play left as well. On his slate, the website isn't updated yet. Who was it that Finite played and was swept by?
Doso.
Doso.
Yesterday, yeah.
Meaning that his remaining series are against Hummus, who is above him in the standings. Or sorry, no Hummus, who is above him in the standings, and Dwayne, who is also above him in the standings. So an uphill battle. Finite needs to get an upset there in order to reach the 10 or 11 wins.
I'm sorry, I thought you meant yesterday or recently. He was swept by no Hummus today. That's right.
Oh, he was swept by no Hummus today?
Today, yes. Or earlier today, yes.
Oh. Then who does he have left? Because he should have 2 series left then.
The mystery.
Did he play Doso? He hasn't played Doso yet, has he?
Maybe someone in chat remembers it better than we do. Dwayne says him and Doso. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay,
I
sorry.
thought he had played Doso.
All right, so he was supposed to play Doso. So Finite is going to be playing Doso, who is also currently above him in the standings, as the official website is showing it. However, he is below him in terms of playoff cutoff. So that's a big series between those two. We have a ton of huge series behind basically everybody who is currently ranked 9th and below. Any one of those, there's a big amount of jumbling up that could result in the final weeks, these final 2 weeks of play, where anybody can make it from that group. Like, nobody is going to be mathematically eliminated for quite some time, especially after Cardiac was able to pull off this big sweep tonight. It's just going to be a bigger uphill battle for some players than for others.
Yeah, the logjam is just so immense. I'd be shocked if we didn't see that one game tiebreaker for the 12th spot between 12 and 13 to try and get into the playoffs. If we did, we'd more than likely cover it here for all of you. So keep your eye out for something like that. But yeah, it's going to be a fun little ride there at the bottom. And even one of those matchups that you talked about, Finite versus Dwayne, that's actually one of the scheduled matches of the week that potentially will be playing out at the end of week 7. So a couple weekends from now. So look out for that. It's just going to be so much fun here in the rest of week 6 and then into week 7.
It's crazy to think that match of the week at the end of the season could be the series that determines whether or not there is a final playoff seed tiebreaker. If that will decide who will make it and who won't.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. Pretty much, I think no matter what, that game is going to have a ton of implications, not only for Finite, but for Dwayne. Dwayne, pretty much a lock to make postseason if he isn't already. But he's going to want big seeds as well. But that's just something we're going to have to wait and see.
Doing my quick math right here, I believe, yes. Dwayne has, after today's games, Dwayne and the Pine Sox, congratulations, you have clinched a playoff berth, if I'm reading this correctly. Yes. The worst Dwayne can finish is 14-18, and we currently have 5 teams with 19 losses or more. That means the teams that are currently qualified for the postseason are Lazy and the Black Jackals, Ashnod's Coupon and the Blues, Light Snack and the Beaky Bay Birdies, Luke Archer and the Milwaukee Mallards, Mike the Cooch and the Cooch Potato Nation, Weaver for Prez and Weaver's Beavers, Dwayne and the Pine Sox. All of those teams currently have clinched postseason berths. Everybody else, however, still remains to be seen.
Yeah, we'll definitely see more of those clinches come out as people start to rise back towards their minimums and beyond, especially as we hit week 7, which is kind of the cleanup week. So yeah, we're not far away from having this full picture set as far as the brackets go.
Absolutely. Anything can happen in these final weeks. And we hope that you return with us on, I believe, this Sunday. We will be back with another match of the week. Is that correct, Weaver?
Yeah, this week was an abnormal week to accommodate for a few people who don't they're not available Sunday nights, but they still want to be a part of primetime action. So this was our weekday set on Tuesday. We should I'm not 100% in charge of scheduling, but I would assume we'll more than likely be back at the normal times in just a few days' time, Sunday night, for more AAA and XBL action.
We hope you guys return with us to join us for more baseball action then. And as always, to support all of the other streamers who will be streaming their individual games as they happen throughout the next 2 weeks to come and into the postseason. It's going to be a great ride.
It absolutely will be. Cannot wait to see how it plays out and to finish my own games as well.
Exactly. We still have our own few series to finish up, and it's going to be a tough final games. But having known that we're made the postseason, hopefully, it lessens the stress a little bit for the two of us. But I know for the rest of the squad, there's a lot of pressure in these last few weeks, and it's going to be great to be able to watch these games. Hopefully, can find those all streamed. If you're not already a member of the XBL Discord, you guys can hop on in and stay up to date on when games go live. Different broadcasters streaming their own games that are playing throughout the whole season. It's a great community. We hope you join us. And we also hope that you join us this upcoming Sunday for our next match of the week. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed tonight's production of the XBL Match of the Week on this special time here on Tuesday night. Thank you to Weaver for doing color commentary with me.
And thank you for jumping in kind of last minute notice to help us in the booth. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all you guys hanging out with us as well. We do this for you guys. We do it to make the community a bit better. Also, thanks to Dwayne for sitting in here. He's in the booth with us, obviously not talking, but he produced for us tonight. And then while we're at it, thank you to Urban Legend Voiceover, of course, for the great voiceovers for both the AAA set and the XBL set, and of course Mickey, the trailer guy, for that video that we play before each and every game.
Absolutely. This community is built with all of you, not just the people who are working in production, but all of you guys watching. We are nothing without you, and we thank you all so much for tuning in and for enjoying the games tonight. From all of us here at the XBL, I am Light Snack, a.k.a. Florbill, a.k.a. your play-by-play announcer, wishing you a wonderful night. Stay safe and healthy out there.
Good night, everybody.